We have been spreading the news about people of color since 1987.
Newspaper publishers see it all.
I always say that we're a recorder of history.
But there's one thing this publisher has never seen.
I am totally blown away about that.
In fact, not too many people, period, have seen this.
This was phenomenal.
Tucked away on the 5th floor of the Denver Public Library, its delicate pages protected.
It's so historical.
Long forgotten features and faces
She just looks familiar.
of color.
It's unbelievable.
It was called the Denver Star, circa 1913. This newspaper had the type of news that wasn't in other papers.
Those papers all over the world have been the ones to tell the story of what was happening in the African American community. What happened with a political candidate, who had a fancy tea, who got married.
Historians trace African American newspapers as far back as the days of slavery.
They have been going since the early 1800s.
2 centuries later,
Interesting to look at this.
this newspaper inspires a 21st century publisher, B. Harris of Denver Urban Spectrum.
There was a need there, and that was phenomenal.
So who was behind these stories?
You know what? That says a supplement. So I was wondering if that was a Black-owned publication.
A family donated the paper to the library. One of the only things researchers have figured out is that the issue was for a convention of the National Association of Colored Women's Clubs. It featured prominent Denver African Americans
It's got Madam C.J. Walker in there.
and some articles
This story I thought was very interesting.
that may not make modern-day headlines.
It's called Denver's Great Sanitarium.
People showing off houses
To own a home was the epitome of being in the middle class.
and hairdos.
Look at the hair.
This is the only copy in the Denver City Archives.
I wish there were more issues that we could find.
It's as if the star vanished, and that's the danger many newspapers face now.
The changing of times and the changing of technology, it's like, well, how do we move forward with this?
There's a reason this modern-day publisher finds inspiration in these pages.
But we do need it.
This faded star is a reminder to let no story go untold, no face be forgotten.
To tell our stories. We have to tell our stories. I don't think anyone else will.